A guy walks into the store with his friend. I walk up and greet them. I say, "How can I help you?" He says, "I'm getting married." I tell him, "Congratulations, when's your wedding?" He says, "September sometime." I say, "Okay, is your wedding outdoor, indoor?" He says, "It's an outdoor wedding. It's an outdoor wedding, not too formal though." I say, "Okay, so are you thinking about a black tuxedo, white, gray? What sort of tuxedo are you thinking about?" He said, I'm leaning towards the black tuxedo." So I take him in the back and I start showing him the different tuxedos that we have, going through the different price points and giving him the typical spiel that we give to try and encourage customers to go to that higher price point because it's a softer, lighter, finer fabric on those higher priced tuxedos. And as I began going through this spiel, he began smiling and I asked him, "Why are you smiling?" He said, "Oh, don't take it personally, but I know what you're doing. I know I've worked in retail. I know how it works out." I'm like, "Okay, so you understand, like I'm supposed to go through this, typical spiel." He's like, "Yeah, I get it. Don't worry about me. I'm just smiling about it." I'm like, "That's cool. I understand. I get that." So as we're talking and I'm asking him some different questions, I asked about the wedding. He said, "Well, it's very informal, and we're just getting married outside somewhere. And my fiance actually, she got the wedding certificate online from the Flying Spaghetti Church, Flying Spaghetti Monster Church." And I sort of chuckled. And I was like, "Oh, really? That's, I've got a couple of friends I think that might be interested or probably go to that church." Although I knew there wasn't a church, he knew I was joking around. I said, "Yeah, especially some of my YouTube friends. I know that they might be attending the FSM church." And he started laughing a little bit. And as we started going along, another one of his friends showed up, and I asked him, "So are you going to get measured too?" And he said, "No, that's the guy who's going to be preaching." Well, he's not actually a preacher, but he's going to be preaching the sermon anyways. We go up front, and we're about to ring him all out after we've measured him up, and he's picked out his different tuxedo styles. And as we're standing up there, I'm there with his two friends now, and I'm asking the guy, I ask him, "So are you prepared for your speech that you're going to be giving?" He's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "When he comes up, oh, it's gonna be Jesus and anointing and healing." And he said, and in the midst of that, he talks about how, yeah, and then after that, after I get to all the hype, I'm going to pass around the offering plate and I'm going to make sure and put some in my pocket before I give it to them. And I laughed because I could relate. I've seen those sort of preachers. I've seen the hype before. And to be quite honest, it was a little bit funny, if not a lot funny. There was no offense taken. There was no reason to be offended. These guys are just living out their life, doing what they do. They've got a different perspective, and I'm all good with that. I'm there to make sure to do my job and get them in the tuxedos that they're going to look good in. You all take care and peace.